your lever and go over to draw. And it's not going to go all the way down.
Good.
Just where it wants to give, leave it there. Yeah, don't force it. So hostile this morning. Okay, with this one, because with plungers, if they're not broken in, you know, sometimes you give it like a real quick pull. We want to avoid doing that, because once you do that, if you're that close to your PRP, you can make that blood wave and it's going to end up in your PPP, okay? So with this, just give it a nice little pull and you go ahead and do it.
Does it matter which B or C?
We're going to stay on B.
Okay.
Work on B now. Oh wait, I'm giving you the wrong one. I'm looking upside down. Yes, B. Sorry about that.
Just pull it.
And just kind of do it slowly. That's the main point of that. No pressure. Don't ruin it.
Oh, Susan, I just
No, perfect. And you're going to keep going.
keep going. Okay.
So what it's going to do is going to take everything from the top all the way down to those lines.
Oh, okay.
So once you get it started, perfect. Once you get it started, you can keep going until we see bubbles in the syringe that you're working with. I need to drink more water. That looks a little gross. There you go.
There.
Perfect. So there's your bubbles, right?
Okay.
So the nice thing about this is that we can do everything within the device, so we're not going to have to take off a bunch of syringes. So we're going to take from here and pass it on over to your C port. Okay?
Okay.
So we're not going to remove this syringe.
Right.
We're going to leave it.
Okay.
Go over to filter. Okay? And go ahead and push that down.
Oh.
What's going to happen is this syringe is going to start to pull out. You'll see the fluid, the PPP going through the filter here. And now it's coming over into this syringe.
Oh, cool. So what exactly is the filter?
So the filter is where we're going to concentrate the PPP down, and it will take out the water and salt.
Gotcha. Okay.
When these fibers fill up, it will actually shoot the water into this syringe. So some patients you'll see it, others won't. Like I said, everybody's blood is just a little bit different. All right, so now that we're done with that, go back into neutral. Sorry.
What, you need something? Seriously?
Sorry, guys.
No
Sorry
worries.
about that. Mark told me to
Totally
do it.
fine.
Okay, I do always take a note to see how much fluid we're working with. So it usually ranges between 15 and 20 cc's per patient. If you have one of those men where you've had to go down and take out some of the red blood cells, it's going to be more like 10 to 15. Okay. And the reason why you want to pay attention to that is every time you filter this, it changes. So it's going to decrease. It could decrease by 1 cc. It could decrease by 5 cc's. So you always want to just take a note to see how much you're going to waste every time you go through that filter, because you don't want to go too many times and then all of a sudden you have nothing to work with. Okay, so for the most important part, we're going to go ahead and get that PRP. So, Maria, do you want to do this one now?
So just unscrew it?
Nope, leave that on there. We're actually going to go back to the wheel.
Okay.
And for this one, now that we've worked with that first line, we want to work with that second line.
Okay.
So down you're going to go with it, and now we've got what looks like we can sandwich something, right?
Right.
So that top line is going to rest right onto our PRP.
Okay.
It can even dip into it, but it would be along those lines right there.
Okay.
Okay?
So is that still like the?
So if you
What
see
do
a little bit
yeah.
of that, that's a little bit of the platelet poor plasma
That's
still
still there.
resting on
Okay.
there. A lot of times it'll still leave a little bit of that residue.
Okay.
Let's see.
It needs to be behind us.
Yep.